Hello there. Now we have gone through the first section of the Precalculus course. So what we want to do now is just a review of all we have said so far. And then to do that, we're looking at some practice questions. So the very first question we'll be considering under the practice question is looking at the question on finding the equation of the line, the midpoint, the distance, and so many more. So let's start by answering this question here. It says, let P1 be the point with this coordinate and P2 be the point with this coordinate. Now we are told to find the distance from P1 to P2. Now you'd recall in one of the videos we have done so far that the distance given a point P1 equals x1, y1, and a point P2 equals x2, y2. So we said to find the distance between P1 and P2, we said it's the sum of the difference, or the sum of two squares. So the first square is the difference between the x coordinate, which is going to be x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So that's how to find the distance, or that's the formula we know anyway. So now we are given our point here. The point we are given is P1 to be -1, 2, and then we are given P2 to be 3, 3, 1. Now I want to find the distance between P1 and P2. So here my x coordinates is x1, this is my x1, this is my y1, and then for the P2, this is my x2 and this is my y2. So to use the formula, it says the distance between P1 and P2 is just the root of, it says x2 minus x1. This is my x2, this is my x1, so that's going to be 3 minus 1 all squared, then plus y2 minus y1 squared, that's 1 minus 2 all squared. So this is going to give us the root of, so 3 minus 1, that is 4 squared, plus 1 minus 2, which is -1 squared. And then this is the same thing as 16 plus 1, which is the root of 17. Now the next question here says we should find the midpoint of the line segment joining P1 and P2. Also, you would recall, I'm going to write it again, that if you're given P1 to be x1, y1, and then you're also given a point P2 with the coordinates x2, y2. So we said the midpoint, which has the coordinates x, y, is given by the formula. So that's going to be the average of the x coordinates, so which is going to be x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and then the average of the y coordinate, which is going to be y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So therefore, so let's use that here. So my x1 here is here, which is -1, that is -1, plus my x2, which is 3, and then we divide by 2, and then my y1, this is my y1 here, which is 2, plus my y2, which is 1, then we divide this by 2, and then when we simplify this, this is the same thing as 3 minus 1 is 2 divided by 2, which is 1. 2 plus 1 is 3 divided by 2, so which is 3 all over 2. So this is the midpoint, while this is the distance. So let's go ahead. So this time around, we want to find the slope of the line containing P1 and P2. Also, you'd recall that the general formula for finding the slope of a line is given by, so the slope, so M is representing my slope. Let me write it in a different color. So M is the slope. We said the slope is given by y2 minus y1, that's the difference in the y coordinates, divided by the difference in the x coordinates. Yep, so this is what we know. And then we'll recall from all we have been doing so far that our P1 equals -1, 2, and our P2 equals 3, 3 1. So just as we've done so far, like this is going to be my x1, this will be my x1, this will be my y1, while the next one is going to be my x2 and the second y coordinate. So we're going to substitute these values into this place here. So making a substitution, this is y2, so my y2 is 1, as 1 minus my y1, which is 2, divided by x2, this is my x2, which is 3, minus my x1, so my x1 is negative 1, and then this is going to give us we have 1 minus 2 divided by 3, negative is plus 1, so which is negative 1 divided by 4. So this is your slope. So next we want to find the equation of a line. Now one of the formulas we've actually explained this in one of the past videos. We said the general formula for finding the equation of a line, is given by y minus y1 divided by x minus x1 equals m. So where m is your slope, and then x1 and y1 is the coordinate of the first point. So we always keep on writing this, so just for clear reference, instead of scrolling up, so we have our p1 to be negative 1 2, and then our p2 to be 3 1. So this is our first point, and the coordinates, like we said, is going to be my x1, is to be my y1. So we want to implement this formula here, and then you shouldn't forget that the previous question we obtained our m to be the slope, which is our m is negative 1 over 4. So we obtain our m here to be negative 1 all over 4. So all we need to do now is substitute all these values into the general formula that we have here. So therefore the general equation of a line is going to be, so we have y minus my y1, which is 2, divided by x minus my x1, this is my x1 here, which is negative 1, equals the slope, which is negative 1 divided by 4. And then when you simplify, this is going to be y minus 2 divided by x, negative is plus 1, equals negative 1 all over 4, and then you cross multiply. So this implies that you have 4 times what you have here, which is going to be 4 times y, and that should be 4 times y minus 2, then equals negative into, so x plus 1 multiplies that, you have negative x plus 1, and this gives you 4y minus 8 equals negative x negative 1, and then this becomes 4y equals, so to clear the 8 from this side, so we just add 8 to both sides, so this is 8 plus 8, so this goes off. So what we have here is going to be negative x, then negative 1 plus 8, which is 7. So this is the equation of the line, and then that completes the first problem on that practice question.